All right, we're going to be on page 109 in grammar. Oh man, and I grabbed the wrong grammar book. Okay, hold on. Not this one. We are still on page 109 though. The who which clause. So just when you thought you knew everything about the who which clause, surprise you don't. Yay! It's a comma rule actually, so, and I think I've shared this with you before. We're going to talk about the difference between essential and non-essential. Okay, so basically it says in week 4, way back like the beginning of the year, you began marking who which clauses. There are two types of who which clauses, non-essential and essential. Remember me talking about this last year where I say like your brain is essential to your body, like yes, okay, remember that, and then your pinky non-essential. I mean, you would miss it, you'd be sad it's gone, but you can survive without your pinky. You cannot survive without your brain. So that's why your brain is essential. So in writing, we have essential and non-essential who which clauses. So if it's essential, it means you have to have it in order to make sense, the sentence to make sense. Okay. If it's non-essential, it means you don't really need that information. It can be just a little extra information, but it's not like required to understand what they're talking about. So look at this example here. It says wolves, which normally shun people, hunt in packs. So this is considered a non-essential who which clause. It says a non-essential who which clause adds information to the sentence, but the clause is not needed for the rest of the sentence to make sense. So here's how you're going to test it. Take it out. So if I cover that up and it says wolves hunt in packs, it still works, right? You know, wolves hunt in packs. This is just added information that's not essential to understand it. And the way to remember the comma rule is if it's non-essential, if you don't need it, you use commas. That way you know where to take it out. It's almost like little cut marks, like, oh, these little commas mean I can take that out of the sentence. It still makes sense. I understand what it's trying to say. So that's non-essential. And this is basically what they're telling you to do here in this example is like in your mind, cross it out. Does it still make sense? But here we have some examples of essential who which clauses, like this one. Wolves which hunt humans must be killed. If I take out the which clause here, which hunt humans, it would say wolves must be killed. Now, it's an opinion, but it's not fact, right? You don't have to kill every single wolf that ever existed. They would go extinct, right? They would become endangered and then eventually go extinct. So it doesn't work without that who which clause. It's identifying which wolves should be killed. The ones that hunt humans, because we are at the top of the food chain, right? So we don't want things killing humans out there like that. So this would be considered essential. Wolves which hunt humans must be killed. And then here's that, but they're doing the same thing I just talked you through. So if you cross it out in your mind, you'll know, okay, that doesn't, I mean, it makes sense. Wolves must be killed, but it's essential to know which ones we're talking about, the ones that hunt humans. So no comma in the essential means you're not even going to have a choice to cut it out. It has to stay in order for that to make sense. So those are the two comma rules down here. So your job in the grammar book is to determine if the who which clause is essential or non-essential. Non-essential, use commas. Essential, don't use commas. So here are two more examples at the very bottom. Bagheera, who loved Mowgli, was prepared to defend him. So even though it's nice to know that he loved Mowgli, that's nice to know. It's not essential, right? Because if I take it out, Bagheera was prepared to defend him. the context, the sentence still works. It makes sense. That's what we know. So it needs to have commas because it's non-essential. And then there's the who which clause in the middle. This one says the wolves who sided with Mowgli distrusted Shere Khan. If I take that out, it would say the wolves distrusted Shere Khan. That implies all wolves distrusted Shere Khan. But what it's telling us is only the ones who sided with Mowgli. So that's important. That's essential. You need it there. Since it's essential, we don't use commas. All right, there's a little practice on page 110. So just turn it to that. And we're going to look at some sentences with the who which clause, and you're going to decide if it's essential or non-essential. You're going to decide, do I need to know this to really get the whole sentence? So basically, you're going to read, and I'll start with John. We're going to just go ahead and read the sentence, look at the who which clause, and then you try to tell me if you think it's essential or non-essential. Oops, I don't know why I can't hear you all of a sudden. That's weird. Oh,
Okay, there we
gotcha.
go.
Okay.
Jungles which are found all over the world are most common near the equator.
All right. So if we took out that which clause, what do you think? Do you think we need it? Is that essential or non-essential?
Non-essential?
Non-essential, because it would be jungles are most common near the equator. That gives us the context of the sentence. We understand it. We don't need that. So you're right. It's non-essential, which means we got to put commas around it. So comma before which, let me turn off my light here. There we go. And after world. So it's non-essential. I see Seth coming in. We are on page 110 in grammar. I did record the beginning of this if you need to go back and watch it later. But we're on 110. So how about Rebecca do the next sentence?
The jungle is home to many types of plants, which include palm trees, vines, moss, and ferns.
Okay. What do you think?
Non-essential?
I agree, non-essential. It's basically saying home to many plants, but then it lists the plants. So it's kind of a duh. We're already talking about that. So it's not essential to make sense of what the context is of that sentence. We do need to put in commas. So where should we put the commas, Rebecca?
Um, eh,
It's going to be with the which clause. So it's actually going to be like right before the word which.
yeah.
Yep, right there. So the which clause just names those plants. So it still means the same thing. The jungle is home to many types of plants. That's enough information. How about Nico? What about the next one?
Plants which give off poisonous toxins cannot be eaten by man or animal.
Okay.
And I think it's essential.
I agree. It is essential. If we take it out, it would say plants cannot be eaten by man or animal.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, it's like you go, well, all plants? That's not true. So it's telling us which ones. So yes, I agree. It's essential. And we don't need commas if it's essential. And then Nora, how about the next one?
The story of the boy who lived among the animals in the jungle first appeared in the Jungle Book.
What do you think?
Probably non-essential.
So if we took it out, it would be the story of a boy first appeared in the Jungle Book.
Oh yeah, essential.
Yeah, so it is essential. That's how you test it. You take it out and you're identifying which boy it is. So yeah, essential. And then Seth and Gage, are you guys there? I don't see your picture, but I just want to
Yeah,
check.
we're here.
Okay. Go ahead, Seth, read the next one. We're deciding if it's essential or non-essential. We'll help you with that, but go ahead and read the next one here.
Rudyard Kipling, who wrote The Jungle Book, introduced the term law of the jungle.
Okay, so what we're doing is taking out the who which clause, so it would say, I think it's Rudyard. I don't know, it's a weird name. Rudyard Kipling introduced the term law of the jungle. So we're deciding, does it matter? Is it essential that he wrote the Jungle Book, or is that
I
non-essential?
would say it's essential.
And the book is saying non-essential, but I kind of agree with you. The book is saying non-essential because the part that what he wrote doesn't really matter compared to the term that he's introducing. So actually for this one it's non-essential, but I kind of am with you, Seth. It seems like we need to know what book he wrote. But they're saying non-essential, so we would put in the commas, who wrote the Jungle Book, comma. It's mainly, I think, because the main point of the sentence is that he introduced a new term, not that he was the author of the book. That was a tricky one. How about Gage? What about the last one?
The wolves which raise human children are merely fictional.
So if we took it out, it would say wolves are merely fictional. So is it essential to have that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree for sure, 100%. Because wolves are not fictional, but the ones that are raised or that raise children are. So that is essential. So basically, you're going to do this now in the book for your practice pages. Look at the who, which clause, decide, do I need to have it to make sense of what the sentence is trying to tell me, or is it non-essential? All right, let's go to 111. And how about Rebecca? Go ahead and read the sentence today.
At the group's afternoon meeting, Mowgli arrived feeling capable and unafraid. The animals who wanted to kill him whispered impatiently.
Yeah, agreed. Let's fix that. Impatiently, ly. That was the usage, so got that. And then the vocabulary is capable, just meaning able to do something well is what that means. You guys know that word. Check vocabulary. Go ahead and let's go backwards. Apostrophes. What do you think, John? Where do those apostrophes? You would put one in, take one out.
Probably take one out.
Which one? Only one.
The animals who wanted to kill him.
Yes, animals, take that one out. And there's one more apostrophe you put in.
Put in one. Okay.
It's going to be one of the adjectives telling whose. So
probably, I don't know. I'm not good at these.
that's all right. You got this. So whose afternoon meeting was it?
The group.
The group's afternoon meeting. So this is actually, yeah, that needs an apostrophe right there. Because
Okay.
the afternoon meeting belongs to the group. It's probably the comma that threw you off right there. That would threw me off too, but all right. End mark is just a period. Got that. 5 comma rules. Ooh, Nico, what do you think? You got the lucky comma one.
Oopsie. Take one out after groups.
Yep.
Take one out after meeting.
Actually, that one's gonna stay, the
Oh,
meeting, because
never
that's
mind.
gonna be the opener.
Take one out after being capable.
After capable, yes, take that one out.
Well, I guess the last two half, well, I don't know. Wait, let me check.
Take them out or what?
I think take them out.
Yes, after animals and after him. But
Yes.
then that's 4. We have one more comma rule. Obviously, you took all the ones out that are supposed to be out. Now we need to put one in somewhere. Might have to figure out the clauses first, but
Luna's on top of me and I'm getting distracted. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's actually going to go after arrived because Mowgli arrived is actually the main clause here.
Okay.
And then we've got that ing at the end of the sentence. That's why there's a comma right before it. But remember, the original rule says the thing after the comma has to be the thing doing the inging. Well, it's reversed here. So Mowgli arrived, comma, feeling capable. There we go. Got that. All right. Before we figure out capitals, well, yeah, let's do capitals. That's pretty easy, right? We can do that. Mowgli, we got 3 capitals, and then that's easy. Okay. Indent, we got that. Easy peasy cheesy. Openers, Nora, what do you think?
The first one, to prepositional.
Yes, so what is the prepositional phrase?
At the group's afternoon meeting.
Yes, that whole thing is a prepositional opener. So, yep, prepositional.
And then the other one, a subject, number
A
1.
subject, yep. And by the way, if you guys aren't sure when you're doing your homework, save that for the end because once we start labeling stuff, that'll be easier. But that's good, Nora. Good job. Subject, verb, pair. How about verbs, Seth? And then Gage, you can tell us the subjects. Do verbs first.
Is meeting one?
The meeting is actually a noun here because it's the name of the thing, the afternoon meeting.
Okay.
So not a verb on that one.
Arrived,
Yes, arrived.
wanted,
Um, yes, wanted. There's one more.
whispered.
There you go. They're all EDs. Good job. And then Gage, what do you think? Who's doing these things?
Mowgli, animals, and who?
Animals and who. Nice. Excellent. So the who which clause, Rebecca, where's that?
Who wanted to kill him?
Yes. And by the way, that is essential. That's why we had to take those commas out. I think Nico saw that because that tells which animals they're talking about. So good. And then the main clause, John, there's 2 main clauses here.
Mowgli arrived.
Good, that's one.
Probably with feeling capable and unafraid.
That is actually not going to be a main clause because there's no subject verb here. Remember, a main clause has to
Yeah.
have a subject verb.
Is it the animals who wanted to kill him whispered impatiently?
Yes, all the way to the end. And this time it does include the who which clause because it's essential. So that's correct. Yep, you got it. Prepositional phrase, Nico. Oh, we already got that. Never mind. Just kidding. How about the coordinating conjunction, Nico?
And
And there you go. We were done and I didn't even realize it. All right. Any questions about this page or anything we talked about? No? You good? Okay. Okay. Good job. Let's get out the binder next. Let's see, you guys. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me find where I'm at here. You wrote the first 2 paragraphs about Amelia Earhart. So we got that thing started. And I'm not going to have you guys share yet because we are going to add one more paragraph about Amelia Earhart this week. Interesting person, though, in history. What a life that she had, and then tragically disappearing like that. So really bizarre. Did you guys come across any conspiracies about how she disappeared? Have you looked those up yet? John, you did? There's some weird conspiracies about that. What have you guys heard conspiracy wise? What's something you guys have heard?
She was abducted by aliens. Totally wasn't made by me, though.
Disclaimer right there. Aliens, maybe struck by lightning. I don't know. Nora?
There's one in the D.
Yeah.
It says that President Roosevelt commissioned Earhart to work for the war effort by spying on the Japanese. There's that one.
Oh. Like she became a spy and then she
Yeah.
disappeared there. Man. It's kind of creepy to think about, but I guess that's actually possible,
Yeah, there's even one that says she's taken by the Japanese but somehow returned to the US under her assumed name.
Wow. Crazy. And then they found there's one of the articles talks about how they found a shoe on an island somewhere that they didn't know any people had ever been to before, right? And it looked like a woman's shoe. But they couldn't verify it was hers, which is weird because it would be like, can't you just ask somebody in the family, like, is this Amelia's shoe? You know? It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Rebecca?
Maybe they did, and then she got that shoe without them realizing, or without them knowing. Like she moved out and bought a whole bunch of new shoes.
I guess it's possible. Maybe she had a shoe fetish. I don't know. Really weird. Anyway, I don't know, but you guys wrote 2 paragraphs though this last week, right? The first 2 paragraphs. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna choose our third topic now. So you're gonna need another piece of white paper. Uh-oh, Rebecca, and I see Nora too.
I'm a little behind. I just have to
Yikes.
finish my keyword outline, or not keyword outline. My
Like you're fused?
my fused outline, and then write it. That's all.
Okay.
So I'm
You
almost
can
there.
catch up. I'm only assigning one more paragraph this week, so you'll have time to catch up. Nora, did you want to say something?
I was gonna say that I already set up my third KWL.
Yay. All right. So if you have a white, Rebecca's like, overachiever. No, it's a good thing. She's ready.
I finished my grammar homework, so
That's something.
for next week.
Look at you.
I did it while I was waiting for the Zoom to come into the Zoom. I'm like, I have nothing to do. I'm just gonna do my homework. She's like, hee.
That's good. So now you have more time for your paragraph. So
Miss
you'll,
Lori,
yes, Nico.
I don't have any more white papers. I used them all.
You can go grab a printer paper, just a plain sheet of regular paper.
Okay.
You'll just have
Yeah,
to write
I
pretty
don't have
small.
any either.
Okay, go ahead and grab a piece from your printer. You'll just
I
have to
only
write
have one
small.
more. Are we only
Okay.
writing one more? Because I only have one more.
We might need more, but I'll give you more. I'll give you extras in class next week. I always bring extras, but obviously I'm not there right now, so
Yeah.
yeah, so don't worry about that. If
Pass
you have
it
to
through
use
the
print-
screen.
Yeah, I wish I could. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe someday we'll be able to. Yeah, so printer paper will work. You just have to write pretty small. You guys know how this goes. Taco fold first, even if it's printer
Just
paper.
staple 2 pages of paper together.
You could if you need to. When you fold it in thirds, remember, fold it past the middle mark and then the other side on top of that to make 6 squares, basically, what you're working on. And then go ahead and set up Roman numeral 3 on this page. Looks like some of you are already starting to work, which is great. That's good.
Yeah, I'm
A,
just writing my fused.
okay, good. Same thing, 1 through 5. Nico, Seth, and Gage, are you guys good? Did you get your paper?
Yeah, but it's a lot smaller.
I know. So you're gonna have to just write
I
small.
got it.
Okay, good. Okay. Just write small. You got this. B, Roman numeral 3, 1 through 5. And C. And fused. I think fused we had 7, right? Okay, and
You
7.
forgot D.
Oh yeah, thank you. 7, optional, clincher. D is over here. Yeah, I forgot this was a big one. All right, so as you're finishing that up, you can think about what possible topics you have left. Look back on your other paper where you have your list here: early life, accomplishments, death, disappearance, and legacy. So, obviously there's 4 topics, but you guys are only writing 3 paragraphs. So one of these you won't be writing about. And you can decide what your 3rd paragraph is about, okay? If you want to add, like if you're doing a 3rd paragraph about the death and disappearance, you can add a little bit from the legacy if you want to add a sentence or 2 from that, that's okay with me. But you're going to focus on one of these topics, whatever one it is. You can just write about her legacy for your 3rd
Can
paragraph.
we add more sentences than 7?
You can, but I would not go past 9. Okay. Try to limit yourself. That's what's hard about these summarizing. You got to really narrow it down to the ones you want to use in your paper. So, but you have so many things on your checklist now, so it's okay to add a couple more sentences if you need to. So, do you guys have an idea of what you want to do for Roman numeral 3? Give me a thumbs up if you know what topic you're picking for 3. Okay, good. And Seth and Nico, you guys can do it either emoji thumb up or just unmute and tell me you got it.
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. I'm going to just give you a few minutes to work in class then right now. I'll stay on the Zoom with you here. I want you to go ahead and get started on your keyword outlines. And I'm going to save some time at the end of class because I do want to talk to you about the next assignment. But right now, just focus on Amelia Earhart and then whatever topic you chose and go to those articles and find your facts and work in class for a little bit. I'll be right here if you have any questions, though.
I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, no problem. Rebecca?
Where's Paige?
Oh, you know what? She ended up moving. Remember I think she moved to Las Vegas actually. So she's gonna join me on another class that's all Zoom. We're only Zooming today because of the weather, but anyway. So we'll miss her in this class, but yeah, she's gonna join a different class.
Okay.
Yeah.
How rude.
Not rude. I mean, she can't help it. No, it's all good. She might be back. When she comes back, then she'll join the class again. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions while you're working here. While you're working on that, I'm going to check the Google Classroom and look at your homework real quick. Yes, Rebecca. Oops, you're muted. Hold on.
Sorry. Would you count president as Franklin, a name of Franklin D. Roosevelt? Like, would you count that in the name?
Oh, no, that would be a separate word, but you could put like Pres, dot, and then use his name as one word.
Okay.
Yeah. Seth and Gage, I wondered if you saw my note from this morning on your homework. For whatever reason, the link that you put in for your paper did not go through. I can see your grammar, but I can't see your paragraphs.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to figure out a way to not print it out and show you because I know you like to edit it when you're reading
Mhm.
it. So I was trying to figure out a way to send it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So did you do it on a Google Doc or is it on
I
a Word
did
doc?
I did Word.
Oh, you did Word. Okay. So, you should be able to, well, you've done it before. I think when you go to your assignment and then add or create, is that how you've attached it before?
I
Mm.
have a tutor and usually she sends it in. I think she figured out how to do it once and then she's been printing them out. I don't know why she changed, but we
Oh,
can't
okay.
figure out how to do it.
Can I show you really quick how to do it? It's pretty easy once you learn how.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can show you. I'll just show you really quick because when you let me log in as Bob Smith. Bob Smith is our fake student. Let me see here. Let me pull it up and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay. Whoops. Fix this. So this is what it looks like when you log in. Do you know how to log into Google Classroom on
Yeah.
by yourself? Okay. So when you go here and then you go to classwork, remember how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you go to like the one that was due yesterday, click on that, and then you go to view instructions. Have you done that before?
Don't think so.
So that's how you do it when you log in. You have to log in, make sure you log in with your own Google, like whatever
Yeah.
you assign. Okay. So when you go to classwork, find the assignment like this one, click view instructions, and then you're going to notice up here it says your work, and you have some choices up here, and it says add or create. or mark as done. So what you would do is click add or create, and then that opens up these options for you. And if it's a Word document that you have saved on your desktop, then you would go to File. You click File,
Okay.
and then it gives you this choice. Have you ever dragged and dropped a document before in there?
I was trying to do that and we couldn't find it.
Okay. So that would be the way to do it. If you could drag and drop it from your desktop in there, maybe you could show your tutor and maybe your tutor would know how to do it. Let me see what else other choices there are. Yeah, if it's a Word doc, that's how you'll have to do it like that. But anyway, let me know if you have trouble and then I can help you do that. But check with your tutor and see
Okay.
if they can reattach it because for whatever reason it comes up like blank for me. I can't see anything. So
Okay.
cool. Thank you. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish up the one you're working on right now, just whatever word you're on, because I want to talk to you about something else before you go. We have about 13 more minutes, so I want to talk to you about your next assignment. So go ahead and wrap up what you're working on. Your homework, just to be clear, your homework is going to be to finish Roman numeral 3, A, B, C, D, and fused. And something to keep in mind, again, when you're filling out your fused outline, make sure that you put your facts in order. So there were a couple students like on one of the paragraphs where you put how she got her pilot's license and then she got married and then she bought an airplane. And so it gets kind of like more like a list, but you want to make sure that it flows from one fact to the other. So you might need words like later on in her life or after that or something like that to kind of transition between those facts. But when you're putting it on your fused outline, make sure that they go in kind of a chronological order from your other A, B, C, D. Yes, John.
Do we write the paragraph too?
Yes.
Or just okay. Mm.
Yep. So this is your last paragraph of this paper. You're going to add it to the bottom of the two that you already did. And so, yeah, finish up A, B, C, D, finish your fused, add it to the other two paragraphs, and then you're going to give it a new title and turn in all three paragraphs together. Okay. So that's your homework. We're also going to prep for the next assignment. So looking ahead, your next assignment is going to be about a person in history. So we're going to talk about that for a minute. It has to be a person that's already died. So you can think about maybe a president, a past president, maybe an athlete, an author, an actor, actress, um, a missionary, or someone that you know that would have a lot of information online about. But the rule is they have to already be dead. So don't pick anybody still living. So think about someone famous that you might be interested in learning more about. Maybe even I don't know, a composer, somebody or a musician or artist, or there's endless possibilities of people in history. Try to think of someone pretty famous though, because it'll be easier to find information on that person. So right away, do you guys have any ideas yet of who you might want to write about, person in history?
Michael Jackson.
All right, Michael Jackson, that's a good one. I mean, that's my era. What can I say? He was pretty cool. Rebecca, do you have somebody in mind?
Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah, another good one. Yes, yes, I like it. Anybody else have any ideas yet? Not yet. Yeah, okay. Keep thinking. Because that's going to be part of your homework is thinking of who you want to write about. Um, if you're interested in science, maybe like Albert Einstein or somebody, a famous scientist, maybe there's can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, but the one who invented the atomic bomb, there's a movie made about that. I forgot the name of the movie at the moment. But anyway, yes, Nico, did you think of somebody
Um, do you know how many paragraphs we're gonna have to use or
for this
make?
next assignment?
Yeah.
It's going to be three.
Okay. Then I'll do Anne Frank.
Okay. That's a good one. And maybe you've already studied about her or are studying her in another class. That's a good idea to pick her. I think she's got a lot of interesting information. There's a lot of sources out there for her. How about, I think I heard Gage was the one that said Michael Jackson. Do you know what you want to pick, Seth, yet?
Maybe like George Washington or something like that.
Okay.
Class.
Classic. Yeah, you keep thinking about it. You might think of somebody else. Rebecca?
Next week we only have to write two.
You know what? And I have to go back because I told Nico three paragraphs and I looked ahead. It's actually going to be five paragraphs.
Then I'm gonna have to change my person.
But three, so remember last year when we did a five paragraph essay or
Yeah.
paper? It's the three body paragraphs still, but the introduction and the conclusion, those are set up a little bit different. So it's really still three main paragraphs. But why do you feel like you have to pick somebody different? Because there's tons of stuff on her, on Anne Frank.
I don't know.
Okay, well, you got time to think about it. How about you, Nora or John? Did you guys figure it out yet? No, you you're both like, no. Could be go ahead, Nico.
Do we have to know the person by next week?
Yes, you do. You have to know the person by next week and you have to have sources. By the way, I'm going to have you guys bring your laptop to school to class next week. Does everybody have one that you can bring with you to class? Good. Okay. Bring your laptop. Well, I'm going to help you find some sources that you can use. But let me show you right now how you would look up information on the person you're thinking of. It could be an athlete, it could be a past Olympian, since we're watching the Olympics right now, or it could be a famous basketball player like Kobe Bryant, somebody like that. Um, Let me share my screen so you can see. Now, when you guys are looking for articles, I do want you to do some searching. Please make sure you check with your parent first and just they might want to sit with you when you go to Google because you guys all know Google can get crazy sometimes and you want to make sure that you have somebody that can help you navigate stuff. You don't want to ever click on anything that's like an advertisement or to subscribe to something because that costs money and you don't want to click on any of that stuff, okay? So make sure you're sitting with a parent when you're doing this search. The best way I have found to do it is to type in, and you can see some of my previous searches here for a different class, but like, let's say Anne Frank, and then I'm going to put for kids on here. I know you guys are big kids. Don't think that you're little kids because you're not. You're big kids, right? You're right there, teenage age. So, but for kids, kind of narrows down that search a little bit. So you're not getting a lot of crazy different articles. You'll see here Britannica for kids. I'm going to click on this one just to open this up for Anne Frank. And I spelled her name wrong. It's with an E, Anne. But this is called Britannica Kids. Now, notice over here, you've got kids, students, and scholars. You can decide if you want to use students or scholars. Either way, you're going to find a lot of information about her on here. And what you're looking for is categories like this, where it says early life, Nazi persecution. That's a category. These would be considered possible topics. They're like subheadings in the article. The annex, maybe we don't know what that is, but that could be a possible topic for you. Arrest and death, diary and movies. So you can already see scrolling through this article, there's some great possible topics on here. Sometimes Britannica wants you to subscribe. Do not subscribe. Okay? Because it costs money. You don't want to subscribe. So just X out of it if it's asking you, 12 months for only $199 or whatever. Don't click on that. You can X out of it. Um, There is a place to print. So, and some articles they won't let you print it. That's okay. You can pull it up in class and look at it. Let me just click on scholars here so you know what that looks like too. It's just basically more words and less headings on here. Yes, John, you have a question?
Well, I found a way like around the print thing.
Oh,
You copy and paste.
oh yeah. Good. Good reminder. Yes. So you can take your cursor like this and just drag it all the way through. Yep, that's a good one. All the way to the bottom. We'll pretend that's the bottom. And then you just right click or double click on your laptop, copy, and then go open a Word doc and paste it in there and print it that way. It's good. Thank you, John. If you can print them, I do want you to bring them to class. It's a little easier when you have it on paper because then you can use your highlighter and you can make notes. Um, but I still want you to bring your laptop either way, just to make sure we have access to all the materials you need. So this is basically a research paper we're about to do on a person in history. Any questions right now for me? Okay, go ahead, Rebecca, and then yeah.
Does it have to be like a person or can it be like something like the Titanic?
It has to be a person for this assignment. Yep, has to be a person. Person who's already dead. Nora,
Could I do Jesus?
I think I found my person.
you found your person?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you pick? And hold on to that question, Nico. But go
Um,
ahead, Nora. Who'd you pick?
Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yep. Some people say he's still alive, so who knows, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's a conspiracy. What can I say? So, Nico, I love the idea of writing about Jesus. I think that you might have trouble finding three different sources, though, because really we have the Bible as the main source.
I'm pretty sure he's not dead.
True. That's another good point. That's another good point. I love the idea of writing about him, but that might be hard to do for this particular assignment. I don't know. Think about it. Maybe talk to your parents about it, see if they what did they think about that. Because I don't know if you'll let's see, how could you do that? Let me think about that, Nico. You would use the Bible, but of course that's a huge source, so I don't know how you would narrow that down. That might be kind of hard. Yes, Rebecca, you got any ideas on that?
You could just do like his birth and
Yeah.
then like his like life and then his death and resurrection.
Yeah, I like that. You would have to have three sources, though. You have to have an A, B, and C source. That's where I'm like, I don't know how that one would work.
Use like every like little thing.
Matthew, Mark, and
Oh,
Luke.
Like
different books of the Bible, maybe inside the Bible. What were you going to say, Nico?
I said Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
Yeah. Man, that would be challenging, but I kind of like the idea.
from different points of views. Like they're all different points of views.
It's a good point. Yep. It's still the Bible, but they're books of the Bible, so maybe we can count that. I don't know. Bring your Bible next week, Nico, and your computer. We'll see if we can figure that one out. I like the idea though. How about Seth and Gage? Did you guys pick somebody? Oh wait, you have Michael Jackson. I think that was Seth. I mean Gage. Oh, maybe they're not there. Anyway, let me go back to my main list here. If I go back. You also have National Geographic. That's a good source to pick. So you're basically going to need three sources. Now, a good rule of thumb when you're looking for a source, if you open it up and you see a bunch of crazy ads like lose 300 pounds in 10 minutes, that's not a good source. Okay. So don't go there. If you see weird ads about weird stuff, that's not going to be a good source. So like I opened up this one, there's no ads on here. So that's one rule of thumb when you're looking for a good source to pick or a good website. National Geographic's a big name. You guys have heard that one before. Britannica, another big name. There's other sources like Duckster. That I know it sounds like a weird name for a website, but it actually is a pretty decent website. It's called Ducksters. That's another one you can go to use. So here's your homework. You're going to finish up your paper on Amelia Earhart, the last paragraph about her, and give it a title. And you're going to decide on your person of history and find 3 sources. And I do want you to print them, even though I'm going to ask you to bring your laptop next week too, okay? But I want you to print the sources if you can and bring those with you next week. You got to have three sources. And remember, as you're looking at those sources, think about the possible topics. You'll probably have early life. That's usually how we start papers on people like that. So make sure that they all 3 talk about their early life, maybe their careers or their accomplishments or their legacy. Look for topics like that that you see across all 3 of the sources that you're looking at. Okay. Guys, good? Any last minute questions about homework or anything? No? You good? All right. Well, it's like pouring down rain here right now. So it's probably good you guys aren't in the driveway trying to get to your parents' car. So at least we're warm and dry, right? Yes.
It's
Rebecca?
bumpy here too. It's so like I hear it outside my window and it sounds like it's like hailing.
I know. It's like seriously pouring. Like, you know how my house is, the farm is at the bottom of my hill. Well, it's totally flooded down there. So everybody's like huddled. They're inside the barn, so that's a good thing. But yeah, it's definitely big storm here. So hopefully we'll get some snow out of it. All right, you guys, and I hope to see you next week, but I'll let you know if we need to do this again. Hopefully not, but all right, bye. See everybody later.